Very good. So Mauricio,
Yes.
we're going to open up for a few questions. We have time for 4 or 5 questions, and I see people applauding. I agree. That was fantastic. You might be shocked to know that there's some people that wrote at least 2 or 3 million lines of that F-35 code in your
Yes.
audience.
Wow. Good. Very good.
um, they did a fantastic job, just so you know.
Yes, I believe so.
So if you have questions, please either raise your virtual hand or send a note in the chat that you have a question or a comment. And I'm sure we have at least a couple. Julia, I'll let you warm it up. Just a question or comment, Julia, to put you on the spot immediately.
Well, just a comment. It just, I mean, it just really embodies why we are so passionate about software excellence and how pervasive it is in every part of our lives. And I'm shocked, but when I think about, not surprised that a car has so much more software than an airplane, because I expect my car to do everything now. Like read my text to me, Wi-Fi hub. So thank you so much. That was very inspiring.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, just to, a memory seed module, yeah. Now you can flash over the air that module, yeah. It has so many functionality. It stops if it detects a finger in between, the seat, and it will detect and stop. So it's a lot of complexity there. Huh?
So
Long
I
way
got it.
Our station wagon when we were just like,
Yeah.
sleeping up
Yes.
in the window.
No,
Yes.
it's amazing. When I was walking around the halls of Mauricio's business, I stopped by the power trunk mode people, and
Yes.
I was amazed at how many people were working on it to prevent those types of injuries. It's complicated. Hey, Mauricio, we have a question from the chat window. What is the difference between watermelon and kiwi projects? People want to know.
Yes. Very good. So in the past, again, also being in the industry, automotive industry, we have gates. And some of these projects, I was amazed that when we go through the gates, they were always green. Yeah, green, 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 green. And then we come to production, and then bang. Yeah, the we have over, I don't know, 1,000 system requirements which were not traceable and not we didn't have test cases for those, or that we for some reason forgot to do a full regression test on some parts of the design. Yeah, and when I look like, oh, what happened, like either some people hide those issues, or it was not the critical thinking of the engineers to say, is it really, should we continue with the project? Yeah. And the answer I got, well, it was not part of the questions of the gate review. Yeah. So we come and I have this beautiful, at the end of the development, I have this beautiful watermelon, which was green all the time. And when I cut it and I start eating, it's so red, right?
But not nearly as sweet as a watermelon.
It's not as sweet. Huh? It was red all over the place, even with some black things inside. And I said to my guys, no more watermelons. You bring me the bad news. I'd rather have a kiwi, which is yellowish, and it goes yellowish through whole development, so everybody pays attention. But once we go into production and we cut it, it's so green and so sweet that we all can enjoy it. So that's the difference between what I said, a watermelon project and a kiwi project.
You can see why I started my book with Mauricio.
Yeah.
So, any other questions or comments? We have room for one more. Just so you know, we have a very international audience here. Mauricio, we have people from Japan. And a lot of from the United States, and also about a dozen maybe from Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So okay.
Okay. Somebody has a question.
This is Colombia behind me.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. McHale. Jeff Swab, who wrote the entirety of the F-35. Any closing comments by you?
Yeah, that and the F-18 and the EV-8B. No, I actually have worked for programs like F-35, although I was not a software developer. But yeah, it was interesting to me how some of the things you talk about in the excellence of the engineering work tied right back to what we talked about in our breakout sessions at the beginning, and the excellence in life of what you want to be dependable and safe for your family, for your health, for your war fighters, all these things that we look at, these different views, they all come together with great engineering quality.
Okay, and I have a question from David Stein. We have, that'll be our last question.
Yeah, thanks, Alan. Can you hear me okay?
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, so I'm curious. I've noticed where I work over the years that there's an increasing reliance on testing and building elaborate testing stacks. So everything. We start at unit, we have integration, a regression, and various other automated testing stacks. And that while I'm very positive about that, I've noticed that there's a tendency to weaken the build quality in mindset because of all these elaborate layers of testing. So my question is, have you noticed that in your industry, Mauricio? And if so, do you do anything special to combat that?
Yes, very good question. Yeah, and I have this quality, or we call it in my organization, system test, which is basically the testing part of our products, right? And I'm very open with my message to them. I said, my goal before I retire is to eliminate you as a group. Yeah, that's my goal. Because again, yeah, and it takes time to a cultural mindset. Yeah, it's because once I test and I fail, I have to walk the same street twice, right? I have to go back and talk about the requirement. Was it right? Was it wrong? I have to go and do another design, a detailed design. I have to do a unit test, and then just waste. Yeah? It's just pure waste. So yes, I think that mindset in the automotive of having a lot of testing is from very old, since I don't know, and it's still there. However, in myself and my group, we are focusing on getting the things right at the beginning. Yeah, and I see it. Yeah, this was one of the one of the projects that I shared in the previous session with Alan about one specific project, which the failure rate in this project is below 5%. The escapes to the project to the customer are 0. Yeah, and it's all the work of doing the right things from the beginning. Yeah, having this mindset of, guys, we have to get it right from the beginning. We have to have the right people, the right mindset, the right skill set. And hopefully, once we go into production, it keeps going like this. So going to your question, yes, it was similar, this focus on testing. It's still going to be there because it's what in the automotive, what we believe works. But I see more and more going into we have to do the right things from the beginning. I don't know if that answered your question, David.
Yeah, mostly it does. I'm just saying it's harder than it was maybe 5-10 years ago, because of this use of testing as a crutch.
Yes, and we can continue that, but we won't right now. Mauricio, I am blown away. I had high expectations for you, and you left over them.
No,
thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
And that's it.
We
Have a good day.